This week on That's So Tarkin. Hey everyone, Jeremy here. Today I'm about to watch episode 2 of The Bad Batch. If you saw my reaction to the first episode, I absolutely loved this series. I went into it not expecting to like The Bad Batch as much as I do, like the characters of The Bad Batch. Because in the Clone Wars, they didn't quite grab me. I mean, they were cool, and it'd have been nice reoccurring characters, I'm sure I would have thought. Or that's kind of what I did think. But to see them in action, to get to know them basically over the course of an hour like that, I'm sold. I loved Hunter and Wrecker especially sold me. I don't think we got to know Tech as much, but those two especially had sold me. So now I'm really in, and I can't wait to see what happens. Especially since, I mean, they did it. They went straight up Order 66, and then the birth of the Empire. They really went there, which is what I was hoping, which is what I wanted from this series. And now it looks like we're going to explore what that means to the clones, which we're already seeing. It's like they are essentially brainwashed at this point. And what's that going to mean for the Bad Batch? And are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see that story unfold further and further? And that's what I'm really hoping for. Other than this week, they probably just need to hide out and figure out what they're doing. I have to point this out. Last week, Aftermath was in red, like the finale of the Clone Wars.
Well, this is a first.
This week, it's
Inspecting
almost
every
normal
corner of
white.
The ship finally tied her out.
Oh, that's right. That's her first time off-world.
What is this?
That would be dead. What's he doing all the way out here? Hiding. That's what deserters do. Staying off the radar's not our specialty. But he's been doing it for years. And you trust a deserter?
Easy, Wrecker! Was that me?
Yep.
More clones who have lost their way.
It's been a while, fellas. Rex told us about the clone troopers turning against the Jedi. You talked to Rex? When? Ali passed through yesterday. He was going on about some behavioral implant.
Inhibitor chips. The Kaminoans implanted them in the clones to modify their behavior.
How else did you think it worked?
There's a ship
So
outside!
Tech just
Jaya!
understood it.
Remember me?
Yeah, you want to explain how you have a, child with you? That's what that look was.
I caught it!
I need to book passage on the next shuttle out of here.
Those credits won't do you any good without a chain code.
Every citizen can exchange their invalid currency for Imperial credits.
Okay,
Getting off planet.
that calls into question a lot of things about chain codes. In The Mandalorian, how did Grogu have a partial chain code? Wow.
You're safe. That's all that matters. Come on.
Oh,
Hey, kid. You alright?
they're all gonna have to figure that out.
That could have gone much worse.
When you leave Seleucami, I want to make it a go with you. You two can give us something that we can't.
Is that what you really want?
Now people are signing up to be given numbers.
It's ingenious. You could create a database to identify anyone in the galaxy.
But where are we going to find the data for these chain codes?
Oh,
And the
man.
discs?
Tech?
This was the simplest solution.
Getting our ship impounded is not my idea of a solution.
We'll meet you at the spaceport with the chain codes.
Good plan, Tech.
So much for simple.
You guys didn't bother to look in the cockpit.
We'll run its signature later.
Okay, I did not realize that Fives was, or Echo was that much machine. Sorry, Fives. I am really surprised they're not
I don't like
recognizing them.
Everything will be
I mean,
okay.
it's their own faces.
We need those chain codes to get them on the shuttle, or we're going to have to blast our way out of here.
I mean, you couldn't throw on a hat?
Where'd the discs go?
Found her. That is not ideal.
We're in agreement on that one.
Nice.
Hit the spot. Oh, right. Must be in this hand.
Saw that coming from a mile away.
You didn't tell her?
Tell me what? I want to stay with you.
We're holding up the line.
I am genuinely curious on how chain codes work now. Well, at least now we know Tech can forge chain codes. Wow.
They responded to that. Let's go.
Did he shoot that guy in the leg and then in the chest?
You look like... Any reinforcements at the impound dock?
Yeah, finally somebody noticed. Where'd they get a gonk droid?
This is where I want to be.
Tell you the truth, kid, I guess I've got a lot to learn too. If this is where you want to be, then this is where you'll stay.
Okay, first and foremost, I really like that they've addressed that Omega is a child on the run with soldiers. In most, shows, they will just, oh, this child's just with us now. In this episode, they're actually going, no, this is a child, and we're on the run from the military. They shouldn't be with us. This child should be with a family. So I like that they addressed that in this episode. It's like, no. This kid shouldn't be with soldiers right now. They just full on addressed it. And to tie that in with Cut coming back to the show, that was really cool. I do have questions on how they know him, because I thought Rex would have kept that secret, and nobody needs to know about this, but obviously he told the Bad Batch at some point, or they met him at some point. So I don't know how that works, because there's a story there, is what I'm getting at. There has to be a story there, because it's not like that's information you'd pass along to a lot of people. Oh yeah, by the way, there's somebody that abandoned his post out here. No, only like a couple of people should know that. So it's just interesting that there has to be a whole backstory to that. I had people in the comments last week pointing out that, maybe Cut will come back, and I even sell some theories online that maybe he'll come back. And I was kind of the mind that, well, maybe, and when they said J19 and people were saying it, I'm going, okay, that's a real possibility. I guess I kind of in my head thought, well, maybe it won't be this week. Maybe it'll be in a week or two. Maybe it won't even be him at all, and they'll just go to this planet and somebody they've worked with before. No, it's just Cut. So that's really cool that we got to see him. And I really like that they used him to show what this new Empire is already starting to look like. And we're only a couple weeks in to the Empire at this point, if not a few weeks. And we're already seeing the changes, the sweeping changes coming through. So much so that they had to abandon their world. That they're going, okay, this little world, this place that's supposed to be out of the way, is even under Imperial rule far too much for us. That was an interesting take on the Empire. And also, when they got into that final battle, I was sitting there wondering, okay, are they just going to pull a Rex in the finale of Clone Wars and just stun these guys because those are their brothers? No. I'm actually appreciating that and they did this in the last episode too, where no, they're fighting for their lives. They can't take the time to just stun each and every guy they run into. No, this is survival, and they're having to kill their brothers, and they haven't addressed that yet. They haven't really fully when Rex had to address it in the finale, but I have a feeling that's something else is going to get addressed in this series, that they're actually fighting their brothers. And I'm, in a weird way, looking forward to seeing how they handle that and how the characters themselves react to the fact that they're constantly fighting their own brothers. They're fighting the people they relied on originally. Now, granted, the Bad Batch was kind of off on their own a bit, but that's still family. Oh, and yeah, I'm obsessed with how chain codes work now. I mean, in the US, we've got social security numbers, so that's, it's a similar concept, but I'm also curious on, minor Mandalorian spoiler for the very first episode. Baby Yoda has a chain code, and I don't know how that would work. Is it tied to you? It seems like it's tied to you only through an ID chip, but they acted like it in Mando that it was tied to you personally somehow. So how a child would have this chip on them at all times is weird, or maybe it's just because it's used to log you into a spaceport and that's how they can track you. I mean, that part I get. It's just, how would a baby that supposedly got smuggled away have one? Does that mean Luke had one? Does that mean, well, Obi-Wan? How does he get around? Because he's about to get his own series, and I bet he's leaving planet. Yeah, so it's just opening up this weird world of, okay, how, if everybody's tagged with a chain code now, how in the world does anybody get around? How does Han smuggle? How do all these people do nefarious things? What? I don't know, because you have to come and go with a chain code. I guess now I'm just really, really curious on how those work. I need explanation now. I need Wikipedia to update to tell me exactly how they work. But overall, this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as last week, obviously, or last episode. Last episode was just amazing. It was just terrific. This is a good episode, but I guarantee it's not, one of my top episodes ever of Star Wars animation. But it was nice to see Cut again and the family, and I liked all the themes we touched on. I feel like this is a kind of a calm before the storm episode, where maybe next week more is going to happen, and I have a feeling as the series keeps going, a lot is going to happen. I still don't know what the narrative of the show is, and that has me curious. Is it just going to be the clones on the run, or is it going to be about them trying to find a place to go to hide? And if that's the case, that can't carry multiple seasons, which I assume this is going to go. So are you going to start exploring other themes? Are you going to start exploring, okay, can we deprogram the clones? Okay, what can we at least save Crosshair? Can we, are there going to be elements like that? And I assume there are, but we haven't really gotten an idea of what the real narrative is going to be yet. Right now, it's just them on the run. That's not necessarily a negative. It's just I'm really curious on where are we going with this. I want to know. Where is this going? Because I'm feeling it's going somewhere. All right. What did you think of this episode? Leave your comments below. Did you enjoy seeing Cut again? Did you catch something about chain codes? Maybe you know the entirety of chain codes and how they work. Leave that in the comments below, as well as any thoughts and theories on what might be coming next. No spoilers, though. No spoilers for upcoming episodes. We like to stay away from that. All right. If you enjoyed this, please hit like and subscribe to see more content like this, as well as share this with friends or on social media to help grow this community a bit more. All right. And before I go, as always, please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. Thanks for watching.